What's happening, YouTubers? Welcome to the Brian Hicks channel, where we are making fans great again. That's totally not a ploy off of Donald Trump. Oh, maybe it is. Anyway, what you're looking at right here, folks, is something that I am really excited to share. Let me just put it this way. I have not been this excited about a ceiling fan in a very long time. We're talking years. And I just scored all this. And there's more still that I have unpacked, that I have not unpacked, for pennies on the dollar. But I scored that Agrifan for $8. And it's only a year and a half old. So there's a lot to be excited about. But this right here, there was two of them, and the second one is right there. It has a 4-light kit on it, and neither light matches the Panasonic or KDK finish, as it were, which is the bright brass is very Hunter-like, if not the same as Hunter. Sorry about the camera shakes. This is a new phone. This is a Google Pixel XL, I believe it is. Just got it a couple weeks ago. Still getting used to it. But anyway, like I said, so the story goes, you've got the Habitat for Humanities in the world and all that restores. There's this place called Durham Rescue Mission. One of my friends, his name is Ernie Mills, is one of the CEOs, or I actually forget what exactly it is. I think his dad founded it, maybe. But anyway, so point being, they run some thrift stores. Actually, several thrift stores. One's really big, like 100,000 square feet. And the other one, which is in Raleigh, it's not that far up from my work. It's actually on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. I went there. Was it the day before yesterday after work? I got off early. And I've never really found anything, at Glenwood, at this place. Come on, focus. There you go. I found a few things. I found an original motor one time, but I've never really made any spectacular finds. But the fans are usually cheap. So anyway, I walked in there, and the first thing I saw was a Panasonic King Arthur, that is the rarest, behind the Pierce fan, I think it is the rarest fan that Panasonic ever made. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing on, and I am going to use the Colesamanco methods. It's totally popular with everybody, so whatever. The fan's a bit cold, so I suspect that low speed would be a bit faster than you're seeing here once fully warmed up, but I'm not sure. So anyway, first thing I saw was a King Arthur, mint condition. I probably should have gotten it, but I did not see the canopy for it, and that was one of the ones that has the Hunter original style canopy. I'm going to work tomorrow, and I've just got to do paperwork. So I may go back, and I may go ahead and get it just to have it. And I'm sure somebody else wants it too, because it was in really nice shape. Like I said, missing the canopy. So anyway, so I saw that, and then I saw a 52-inch version of this fan here, except for the fact that it was not this version. It was the version with the 3-piece housing. So, like, instead of having housing bottom plate, you had a top plate, which was identical to the bottom plate, and a center sideband. Kind of like a Delta 2 or something like that. Or like a Vasco. Charleston or Vasco great room is because they use the identical upper and lower plates. So anyway, so I saw those, and then I saw an antique brass one of these, 52-inch again, but it was this style. I didn't see any blades or canopy. Actually, I think it had the canopy, but did not have the blades. I think that's how it was. And I'm like, man, those are some pretty cool finds, but I'm not really into Panasonics. I've had a couple, but I've never I've never really been into them. I mean, I've always been into these things. Everybody knows that. And you know, I'm holding on to those until the values go back up. And I've got 4 more brass right here. I've got like 11 brass ones. And then I'm supposed to go pick 5 more up in a couple of weeks. I think it is. I gotta go out of state for those. And I actually went way. I went to Brevard, which is Transylvania County, which is about as far west as you can go in North Carolina. So anyway, and I'm sorry about the mess. And I really, and I'm embarrassed about it, but I really don't care, because if you guys understood how busy my life was, you would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand why his shop is always messy. Guys, I work 60 to 70 hours a week most of the time. And I take care of my mom. She has multiple sclerosis, osteoporosis, and she was exposed to Agent Orange, at least we believe so, when she was in the military. And her health, I'm sorry guys, her health is terrible. She's on oxygen. She can barely walk. So I've got all of that on me, plus working and all that. So I really don't care too much that this little building, which is 12 by 30, I don't care that this little building is messy. So long as I can do my fans on eBay. If you are familiar with my eBay auctions, I always hang fans from here in like the New Zealand, I think it is. License tag is like my calling card, supposedly. At least that's what people say. They're like, I know it's you when I see that. But anyway, back to this. I'm freaking in love with this little fan. And it is just awesome. And this is the globe that came with it. Going up to high speed, it does have a little bit of a wobble. I did try to straighten the blades out. It had one that was like way up here. You guys would have laughed if you heard me talking to it, because I was trying to bend it back straight, and I got it. And it's fairly close, but it ain't perfect by any means. But I was worried about breaking it, so I was just like, come on, blade bracket, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, blade bracket. But anyway, so there's high speed, and because this is not a flywheel fan, it doesn't have a rubber flywheel, I'm just gonna hit the reverse switch. I am pretty certain, just from what I can see, I haven't opened this thing up. I did clean it up some, because I'm in love with it. But I am pretty certain that this is the same size motor that's in the 52-inch fans. And they've always, the Panasonic fans have always kind of, they're not necessarily underpowered, but they've got some ass to them. And I believe that this is the same size motor, just with a smaller capacitor. When I was a kid, and you guys, anybody that lives in South Carolina can tell me this, probably, that this place still exists. Actually, it might have been North Carolina, I can't remember. There's this little town called Little River. And when I was a kid, I forget what they called the spinner fan. By spinner, I mean like an industrial. It's got like no housing on it. But Panasonic KDK made a spinner fan, and it had like parlor fan type vents on it or whatever. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so the point of this is there was this gift shop called Toby's World Gifts, I think it was. They had two of these and two brown Charlestons in the store, and they were like next to each other. And then there was a fifth fan at the entranceway that was a Hunter hotel fan, like a 36-inch, type 36 or something. Anyway, so I know I'm going way off on a tangent. This video was supposed to be 3 minutes long, but it's okay, guys. I haven't really been in the pocket for a long time. So anyway, the point of all this is this little hole on the side of the switch housing. I was completely convinced, being